So we're going to start with a little bit of movement here. So just relaxing into that body, like I say, staying with the breath. We're going to take a nice big inhale, and as we inhale, arms are going to come all the way up and overhead and circle around. So reaching up to the sky, circling all the way around and through. Staying with that breath. Let's just do 2 more in this direction and then we'll change direction. So whenever you finish that last one, we're going to circle around the other way. Reaching all the way up to the sky. Relaxing those shoulders. Staying with those nice deep breaths. 2 more here. And then after your last one, your arms are going to come up and overhead again. You're going to step those feet just slightly wider, interlace the fingers, and you're just going to take a nice big stretch over to one side. Take a big breath in while you're here, and on your exhale, you're going to stretch all the way through the back, round to the other side, and then up through center, and then we'll go around the other way. Taking a breath in, into that side bend, and all the way around and through. And we'll do 1 more of those each side, just in your own time, nice and steady. Exhale, and stretch through. And then 1 more the other way. All the way around and through. Lovely. You can give that one a little shake off. Next one. Again, we're going to reach up towards the sky. I'm just going to show you from the side here. So we're going to reach up, and we're going to hinge forward with a flat back. So I want you to think about sticking your bum back towards the wall as we come into a nice long flat back position like this. Give a little pause here, just find some length, and then we're going to curve all the way down to the floor, and we're going to roll nice and slowly up through the spine. And then when we get to the top, we do it again. We reach up, creating that length as we hinge forward. You might get a nice bit of length down the hamstrings as well. And then we curve forward. Take a breath. And exhale to roll it. Let's do 3 more of those. Just nice and steady. And 2 more. Hinge. Rolling down. And 1 final time when we get back to the top. Reaching up, taking that big breath in. Exhale, reach it forward. And coming all the way down. And roll it up and through. Beautiful. All the way back to the top. Warming up into the hips a little bit. We're going to come into a nice deep squat at the bottom. So we're just going to squat down. I want you to try and get your heels on the floor, but if that's not comfortable, I don't mind if they're lifted a little bit. So we're in that nice deep squat position. And you're going to plant one hand down on the floor, and then you're going to reach and rotate and through. So we're getting a nice twist through the spine. And also we can think about drawing those knees wide to open up in the hips a little bit. Let's just do 2 more each way. Still thinking about drawing those knees nice and wide. Reaching right to those fingertips. And 1 more. Last one. Beautiful. And you can bring yourself up to standing. If you want to take a little hamstring stretch in between, all good. Back to standing. So kicking it off with a little bit of work on the legs today. We're going to come into a single leg RDL, so basically a deadlift. Hands can be on the hips. Let's all start on the same side. We'll start on our right leg. So your left foot is going to be planted down on the mat. It's a little micro bend in the knee. Your right leg is going to hinge behind, bending in that left leg, and we come through. So I know a few of you, if you regulars to my classes, we sometimes do this as a balance. Today we're thinking more about the muscular engagement here. So I want you to think about pulling up through that quad and engaging in that glute, in that supporting leg as we come through. And as you get more and more comfortable, maybe you can hinge forward a little bit more. Try and keep your hips balanced, so try not to sink too much into this supporting hip. Exhale. Just take a little bit of balance, and as you know, your balance comes from the core. So I want you to think about drawing up from the pelvic floor, drawing in the belly. And remember, it doesn't have to be super high. Even if you just take it a little way, so even if you just take the leg back a little bit, that's all good. You're still going to fire up in that supporting leg. We're going to do 3 more here. Just keeping it steady, working with that breath. You can rest in between if you need to. And then on your last one, you're going to come into a hold. So we're going to hinge back, that leg comes high, and we're going to tap down. So we're going to tap down with the back leg and draw back up. At the same time, I want you to do a little mini squat in the supporting foot. So we're going to squat down as we tap and draw back up. Little bend and up. Again, you should feel that glute firing up. 10 more seconds here. And then we're going to come into a hold in 5, 3, 2, and 1. Extend that leg behind. We're holding here for 10. Point those toes. Draw the belly in for 5, 3, 2, and 1. Draw that leg down. Give yourself a little wiggle from side to side. Can we all feel those glutes? A little bit more on this leg before we move on to the other one. Coming into our reverse lunge this time. So your left leg is still forward. Right leg, we're going to step back and tuck down and forward. Again, controlling it with the core, keeping that chest lifted for now. Really firing off that back leg. Exhale to come back to standing. If you're feeling pretty good here, we can add a little step through to our high knee. As we step through, we find our balance here and down. Lovely work, team. We are here for 15 more seconds. Last 10. Got one last little bit to do on this leg. In 3, 2, 1. You can bring that foot down. I want you to come into a little tiny squat here. So we're just leaning into those knees a little bit, hips are back, body straight. Still supporting with that left leg. The right leg, we're going to either slide or step it back and in. Out and in. So this is our scooter. Be familiar with it from the reformer. Control it with the core. Feel that supporting leg, that supporting glute. We are here for 15 seconds. Last 10. 3, 2, 1. Coming up. Give yourself a little shake off. We'll get to do all of that on the other side. You are welcome. So, when you're ready, shaking that off, we're going to come to those single leg RDLs now on the left side. So, right foot is going to be down on the floor. We're going to grip the mat with our toes, little bend in the knee as that left foot lifts as we hinge forward and through. So again, zipping up from that quad, thinking about that activation from the glute. Drawing up and in from the pelvic floor. And each time you come through, maybe you've got a little extra range there. Maybe you don't. That's okay too. Keeping that body nice and long as well. Don't let your body curve as we come down. We want to keep it nice and strong. 3 more here. And then we're going to come into that hold with that little dip. Stay strong. Last one. So when we extend this time, we're going to hold it out there. And we're going to do that little tap down with that little bend in the knee. Tap down and lift. Tap down, lift. How are we doing? That's it. Good job, guys. 15 seconds. Zip up and in from the belly. 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Step it through. Give it a little wiggle. Nice. Into those lunges. We're nearly done on this leg. So, keeping that right leg down. We're going to step back. Tap down with the knee. And through. Step back. Tap down. And through. Give me just 1 little second. Keep moving. Forgot my watch, so I need to check the time. Stepping through. We're here for another 15 seconds. And then we're going to come into that scooter. Last 10. For 3, 2, and 1. Step both feet to the front. Come into that little squat, so bending into the knees, long in the back. Bring all that weight again into that right leg as the left sweeps back and draws forward. Remember, that could be a step, or if you can, slide across the floor, slide across the floor. Don't let that body crunch in. Keep it long and strong. Drawing up and in at the belly. We've got 15 seconds. Keep moving through. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up, giving that leg a little shake. Feel free to have a little drink if you want to. And then we're going to come down onto the floor. We're going to take 1 big roll down. And just to break up the leg work, we're going to do some push-ups. Yay, you know a little push-up. So, let's just take 1 big roll down. Come to the back edge of your mat. Take a big breath. As we exhale, we roll down. Just using this as a little moment for ourselves. And then when we come down, we're just going to walk the hands out onto our hands and knees. So, we're going to do our push-ups. We're going to do slow lowers. So if you can do it in a full push-up position, go crazy. If you need to stay on your knees, all good. I'll show you with the full push-up. So we're going to be in our full high plank position, elbows tucked in, scoop the belly up, squeeze the bum. You're going to take about 5 seconds to get down there. So we're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When we're at the bottom, you can push up if you want to. Otherwise, we're just going to reset ourselves and get ready to go again. You can do it from your knees. Same thing. You can let go and reset. So 5 seconds to come down. Bring yourself back to the top and repeat. Just do it in your own time. If 5 seconds is a little bit unmanageable, feel free to do it just a little bit faster. But we want to try and go as slow as we possibly can. So, let's set that position. Remember those elbows tucked in, we're scooping at the belly, we squeeze those glutes. Set that position in that high plank. Take a breath. And down we go. We want to aim for the chest to come down before the head. When we come down, we can come up and reset. Take a breath. So chest down first. Take a breath. We're going to keep working through for about 30 seconds. Just do as many as you can. There's no hurry. Come to the knees at any point should you need to. 20 seconds. Use that breath. You got it, team. Keep moving. Nice. Keep that control. We're here for 10. Let's do one last rep. And rest it down at the bottom. You can bring yourself into child's pose for a moment. That's pretty much all we have on the arms, so they can have a good old rest. Have a moment, have a breather. And then when you have had a breather, we're going to come onto our hands and knees for a little bit more on those glutes, on the legs. So we're going to come into our rainbow. We're going to be on our hands and knees. Hopefully you've got more space than I have. I'm going to definitely kick things around. So let's start this way. On that right leg again. Extend that right leg. Scoop in at the belly, push into the floor of the hands. So with this right leg, we're going to cross it, cross the midline, lift, tap down behind, lift, out to the side, up, out. Now, although we are working the leg, it's also a bit of stability in the core. So we're not letting that body move to help that leg get there. We're thinking about drawing in at the belly to counter that movement. So particularly this one, as we come out to the side, we don't want to dump into that opposite hip. We want to stay strong here. That's it. And then each time, maybe we've got a little extra in that range as we come around to the side. Keep drawing in at the belly, up from the pelvic floor. 15 seconds here, and then we're going to change it up. Last 10. Keep moving through. That glute should be firing. 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, give it a little wiggle if it needs it. Similar but different. This time leading from the leg. There will be a little bit of movement in the body, but I want you to limit it as much as possible. So with a bent knee, we're going to take the knee across the body. This bit I don't really mind if you get a bit of a twist in the body. It's this bit. As we extend through, we kick. Nice and slow. Drop the knee down. Scoop in at the belly. So we're not pushing away from that leg. Cross over and kick. If we need to make this one a little bit easier, don't take the leg quite so far to the side. So we can always cross and kick to maybe about 45 degrees. If we're feeling super brave, we cross and we kick to about 90. Try and limit that movement in the body. Exhale. 20 seconds here. Nice work, team. Lovely. Can we kick that leg run any more for the last 10? 3, 2, and 1. Bring it down. You might have felt that supporting leg a little bit on that one as well. That's okay. So, same leg, coming all the way onto the side. Just a little bit more to do on this leg. I'm going to come into our clam. So your right leg should be on the top. In our sideline position, we're going to draw the belly in. We're going to lift in the bottom waist. And you're going to do a little check-in, make sure those hips are stacked. Feet stay together as we lift and lower it down. Again, just really focusing on that glute. We're thinking stability, so again, those stabilization muscles are still working in the core, and we're making sure this hip's not rocking back. If it rocks back, it means that the glute's switching off a little bit, so we want to just think about, again, countering that movement with that muscle. Nice. Easing into it a little more each time. It should warm up a little bit. It's a nice one for mobility in the hips as well, this one. We're going to go 3 more here, and then we're going to add on a little extension. That's it. Keep an eye on that hip. So on this after this next one, do one this way. You're going to need a little bit more core control. As we lift, we extend from the knee, bend it back in and down. So it's not a big high kick. We're literally just extending from the knee, bringing it back down and lowering. If you need to, just stay with that regular climb. That's all good. Keep drawing in at the belly. 15 seconds here, and then we're going to finish it with a little hold. Use that exhale. I promise you're nearly done on the legs. Almost there. We're going to hold it out there in 5, 3, 2, 1. We extend, we hold. We point the toes, make sure that hip's not rolling back. We're here for 10. Hold, hold, hold. For 5. For 3, 2, and 1. Bend it in, give it a tap. That leg is done. In between sides, we're going to roll onto the back and do just a little bit of ab work, just to break it up, and then we'll get that leg done on the other side. So we're going to roll over all the way onto our backs into our curled position. So we're going to bring our legs into tabletop, knees directly above the hips. Options here, you can bring the arms all the way up and overhead, or we can just have the hands behind the head if you want a little bit extra support. Wherever we are, I want you to make sure those knees aren't creeping in towards the chest. They want to be directly above or even just a little bit further away if we're feeling brave. So we take a breath in, we exhale, we sweep. We're thinking about melting the ribs down to the hips and hollowing in the belly. Use that exhale. Give it a little pause at the top. Remember, if any tension creeps into the neck, just pop those hands behind the head. "15 seconds here, and then we're going to take it into our 100 prep. So don't let those knees creep in. Keep moving through, getting ready for that 100 prep. In 5. We're just going to extend the legs, same movement. 3, 2, and 1. So next time you come up, your legs extend away, and we draw back down. Remember, the lower down you take those legs, the harder it is. If this one is getting a bit much, remember you can pop the hands behind the head, or you can always just stay with that first variation. Take a breath at the bottom. Exhale to extend. We're here for 15 seconds, and then we're going to come into a little hold. Keep drawing in at the belly. Think scooping. So as those legs extend, you think about drawing the belly in. In 5, we're going to hold it up there. 3, 2, 1. We hold, we extend. We're going to do our flutter kicks with the legs. 15 seconds. Just little kicks, up and down, up and down. Keep breathing. We're here for 10. Stay lifted. Scooping at the belly. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Draw the knees in. Little rock from side to side. yourself up. We will come to the abs to do a little bit more after, but let's get those legs finished off first of all. So coming onto the left side now, starting with that rainbow. So we're on the hands and knees, left leg extended away. We start with crossover, we lift, we tap down in the middle, and then out to the side. Take that focus to the abdominals, those stabilization muscles. We don't want to dip in the back, we want to be nice and long. And remember, we're trying not to push away from that leg as we extend out to the side. Really spread those fingers and grip the mat here as well. It's going to help. Nice. As we get a little bit warmer, let's see if we can kick that leg around a little more. Beautiful. Limit that movement in the body. We're here for 15 seconds, and then we'll come into that little cross and kick. Nice, team. We're here for 5, 3, 2, and 1. Bring it in, give it a little wiggle off if it needs it in between. So this next one, remember, we need to stabilize even more. Same leg, we cross, we tap down with the knee. I don't mind that little twist in the body, but then as we extend away, we scoop and hollow in the belly and try not to push away from that leg. Twist, and we extend. You can even start, like I said, kicking that leg to about 45 degrees. Then once that's a bit comfortable, you can think about taking it a little bit further around. That supporting glute's going to start to fire up. Use that exhale. Scoop the belly in as you extend that leg. 15 seconds, team, and then we've got one last little bit on the legs. Keep moving. We're here for 10. 3, 2, and 1. Give it a little rest, give yourself a little wiggle. Coming onto your side for the last little bit of booty burn. Finding that nice clam position, so you've got those knees bent in front. Check on that hip. Draw the belly in, lifting that bottom waist. So we're active. We're active in these shoulders as well. And then we lift in the knee, and we slowly lower it down. Lift and lower. So remember, we're keeping this hip still, focusing on just moving from that glute. Keep lifting that knee. I think someone's camera's being hijacked. Nice work. We've got 3 more lifts here, and then we're going to add in that extension. Still drawing in at the belly, controlling it with the core even more when we come into that extension. Last one here. Remember, we're still lifting that knee as high as we can as well. We lift, we extend, we bend, and down. Beautiful. Oh, we're going to feel these glutes tomorrow, team. Nice. 15 more seconds here, and then we'll finish with that little hold. And then we'll come into some more ab work. Good job. Keep it up. Keep drawing in. Can't lift any higher. We're here for 5. For 3, 2, 1. We extend, we hold. Scooping at the belly. Breathe. Keep that leg long. Point those toes. We're here for 10 seconds. Keep breathing. For 5. For 3, 2, bend it in, woo, give it a little tap, roll all the way onto the back. Give your knees a little hug in and just give them a little circle around here. Let those legs just have a moment to chill. And then we'll come into some more ab work. So we switched on the abs a little bit. So they should be nice and active now. So we're going to stay on our backs. We're going to come into our little frog-leg position. Our hands are going to be behind the head. We're going to come into our curl up again. Knees are wide, feet are together. So there's two parts to this movement. The first part is we're going to come into our curl up. Well, we're going to stay in our curl up. And then we're going to do a little reverse crunch as we try and lift knees to elbows. And then we come down, we extend away. So the aim here is to get upper abdominals as we reverse crunch, and then lower abdominals as we extend away, keeping that frog leg position. If that reverse crunch is a bit much, that's all good. You can maybe just think about crunching up from the top a little bit more and then extending away. Take a moment in between each one as well. So we lift, we extend, lift, and extend. Nice. Remember, the further down we take those legs, the more we're going to activate in those lower abdominals. 20 seconds here. Just keep moving through. Nice job, team. Last 10. And then we're going to hold that boat pose. In 5, we're going to extend the legs and hold them out there. In 3, 2, 1. Scoop it in the belly, weight up at 10. 5, 3, 2, 1. Hug it in. Woohoo! Nice job, team. One more on the abs, and then we'll do a little bit on the back, and then we'll have a quick stretch at the end. You're going to bring yourself up to seated. I'm going to come into our C curve. Got time. So, I'll show you this one from the front, and I'll show you it from the side. I'm going to do it with the arms. If you need to just stay with your regular C curve, please just do. So your feet are down on the mat. We start with our arms extended out in front. We scoop and hollow in the belly, so we start nice and tall. I want you to really think about this movement starting from the pelvis. So a lot of the time we get the nice curve at the chest, but we want right from the bottom. So tuck under, tilt the pelvis under. That means we can draw the belly in and we can start to roll down. And we come into our C curve. From here, come to about 3/4 of the way down. Keep that curve, because we're going to lift up and overhead, wide, in, and through. Now, if we don't keep that curve, we're going to load up that lower back, and that's absolutely not what we want to do. So we start tall, tuck the tailbone, tilt the pelvis under, we roll. About 3/4 of the way down, we lift. We take the arms wide, we draw them in, and we come up. If the arms are too much, that's all good. Even if you want to just lift and lower, that's fine. I'll show you from the side. So we're tall, we tilt the pelvis under. So I'm really tucking it under here, so I get this super exaggerated curve. I come down. Now see, as I lift my arms, it's more intense in the core, but I'm not lifting in the chest. Round, through. We're nearly there, team. Let's work here for about 20 more seconds, and then we'll come into some work on the posterior. See if we can take it just a little touch further this time. Keep it steady. Don't race through those positions. In fact, forget about time. We're all going to do 3 more reps. Come up, take a breath. Exhale, scoop and hollow. Get that curve. and control on the way up. 2 more reps. You lift. Melt those ribs down towards the hips. Keep that fold in the middle. Come up to neutral each time. One last time. Big breath. Exhale. Lift. Wide. And through. Nice. Just to counteract that nice big curve in the spine, we're going to roll over into the front for the last little bit. Yeah, we've got time. So we're going to come into our star position. Again, you've probably got more room than I do. Legs and arms are going to come wide off the corners of the mat. We're starting with our head down. So we're going to come into a back extension. So as you all know, our back extension is this position here, but obviously we're going to add arms and legs to it. Long in the neck, looking down to the mat, activating in those lovely back muscles. So from here, set your position, arms and legs wide, draw that belly button up and off the mat. So we're really peeling it off, and we're going to squeeze the glutes. We're going to start lifting opposite arm to leg. So as we exhale, opposite arm to leg lifts. And we want to think about drawing them away. So we're creating length from the fingers to the toes. And we come back down. We take a breath and we alternate. So we point the toe, squeeze those glutes. They should be nice and activated so they can help to lift that leg. The core's working super hard. And we're thinking about squeezing the shoulder blades together. Each time we might be able to lift just a little bit higher. Two more each side. Once we finish these ones, we're then going to separate upper and lower body. So we're then going to try and reach with just the upper, keeping the lower body relaxed, and then alternate. So last one. Opposite arm to leg, and down. So this time, legs are relaxed. You can squeeze the glutes to help though. You peel that belly button off, take a big breath. As we lift, both arms come up with us. So you feel it in the core that little bit more, and we come down. Arms relaxed, we take a breather, and then we lift the legs. Squeezing those glutes. Slow and controlled down. Upper. Low. Keep those shoulders away from the ears as we lift the upper body. Keep that length in the neck. Remember, you should be looking down towards the mat. 2 more each way. And then we're going to try and lift all 4. Remember, if you need to, you can always just stay with one of these variations. Last one. So all arms and legs this time. Really important to keep that core connected to help protect that lower back. So take a big breath, scoop that belly button off the mat, squeeze the bum as we lift. Again, space between the fingertips and the toes. And all the way down. Nice work, team. Keep lifting. We're going to do 5 more reps, and that's us done. Big breath. Exhale, reach the fingertips to the toes. Slow and controlled down. 4 more. Can we lift any higher on these last few? Think about drawing the shoulder blades back and down, squeezing them together. 2 to go. Big breath, use that exhale. Scoop the belly. And last one. And all the way down. Nice work, team. That's all the hard stuff done. Let's take some time to have a little stretch. So we're just going to roll over onto our backs. You're going to hook one knee in. And then you're going to take it across the body. Coming into a nice big rotation here. Trying to ease that knee down to the floor, maintaining a connection with the mat with both shoulders. Nice twist through the spine. And change sides. And back through centre, coming into our figure four, popping one foot onto the opposite knee, lifting those legs, grabbing either the back of the thigh or the front of the shin, whatever's comfortable for you. Drawing the legs close, so you're aiming to get the foot close to the face, and then you're drawing that knee away. And changing sides. And relaxing that one there, bringing yourself up to seated. You can sit however's comfortable, those legs might be wide, you might be cross-legged. You're just going to pop one hand down, you're going to stretch up and over into a side bend. Create a bit of length in the body. And then up and through to the other side. Up. Last few here, coming into our butterfly, soles of the feet together, just grab a hold of the feet and just ease that chest down towards those feet. And then coming back up to seated, extend those legs straight in front, sitting nice and tall, and then hinging forward, reaching for those feet. I don't mind if you get a nice curve in the back here because it's a nice release for the lower back. If you struggle here and your knees are bent and you're struggling to get that position, just lift a little higher so your knees can lengthen and then flex the feet just to increase that stretch. Or if you feel like it's super easy, you can flex the feet to make it a bit harder. And up to center. One final one. Take those legs nice and wide. And then big reach forward, aiming to get that chest down onto the mat. That's it again. I don't mind a nice big curve in that spine. It's a nice release on the lower back here. Ease down as far as you can. Take some big breaths in for me here. And one last big inhale. And a nice big exhale. And roll up. Give those legs a little shake off. And as we always finish, let's take some nice big breaths. So just stay seated for me. You're going to reach up and take a big breath in. Exhale. And again. And down. And last one. And exhale. And give yourselves a clap, team.